switches. Restream channels.
What's up, bro?
Bless you. Bless you.
Chat box right here. Chat box.
Get more incense.
Bear broke up that giant rock of dragon's blood.
Did you say the crack rock?
Mm-hmm.
Crack rock, crack rock.
You gotta break it up.
Break that shit up.
Can you believe it? She cursed.
Are we live?
Nah. Not on Inside Timer. The right one will be Twitch, the left one will be Insight.
Right.
Let's see how that works out. If you wanna look at your audio levels, you'll see it. Of course, you'll hear it. You can test the headphones. 3 minutes.
Thanks for everybody.
Campfire energy, huh?
Yeah.
It's not even up there.
Yeah, I know, cause
It's
the
Twitch.
chat box. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the inside timer here. So like, if you want to look at your visuals, you'll look here.
Oh, okay. It's the same on both.
Yeah, it's the same on both. I just so that you can see your placement, and then on there it's more like for the chat.
What's on the right side of
This
yeah.
this is all we're streaming on like 5 platforms, and
Wow.
and whoever's on there, like I'm on my Facebook right now, basically. My Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch.
So are those oh, those are just the
It's
platforms.
restreamed. Yeah, it's a restream.
Okay.
So it just that's the maximum you could. Hello. Let me check my audio.
Tea.
Number 2. Here, give me your number 2. So I can just.
That's the only one that didn't get new batteries. Is
Which one?
It's number 2.
Okay, that's on. Go see.
That's,
Headphones.
they are charging now too, so if they die, you can just.
Yeah. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Oops. It was not time.
I like it.
It is now.
Test 1, 2. Let's do a little bit more testing. Do some tea.
Oh shit.
You want it? No, you're not gonna lean it back that all the
Fine.
time.
No, it's fine.
See, it's trustworthy. One camera. Welcoming, turn on a dime. Let me get that.
Oh, so all the chats are gonna show up there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I kind of did it like that, so we can just look at one space.
Hello, everybody.
So every other platform will be, well, Insight Timer won't be on this side, that's awesome, but every other platform will be here. Okay.
Oh, Insight Timer won't be there.
Yeah.
That'll be on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you ever wonder if you're out of frame, you just look down here.
Interesting.
Okay, start live. Welcoming everybody. Mira is here.
Can you make that bigger on the left?
Yeah.
Well, you could probably do it on the mouse.
Where's the,
right?
the keyboard?
The keyboard?
There.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hold down Control or whatever.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Is that good? Or...
Is it? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that one screwed.
Yeah. Welcoming Myra. We got Turn on Dime. JG is here.
Hello.
Let us know how our audio is. I think we just warm up a little bit. Welcoming Suleiman, Loris. Another night with the Mystic Villagers. I did bring my phone, so I'm gonna have background audio.
You need the speaker on?
No,
Oh, connect through there.
JG says the sound bath was amazing last night.
Thank you for being here.
340 people, or yeah, let's just say 330 people last night.
Yeah, it was amazing being on Insight Timer. I love
And-
the platform for sure. So
Yes.
thank y'all for being there.
Spotlight. It was you and the other sound healer. What's his name? Feng.
Oh, I went into his
Yeah.
after. Yeah, he was like mixing.
Yes. What's his name again? Feng, J Feng, E Feng. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed Sister JG. Welcoming Dino, Lori's. We're gonna do music, and then we're gonna, once the energy feels great, then we're gonna talk about a little sobriety. Talk, wintertime, a lot of drugs are done. Naturally, because we're not as active, so we might go to substance and we may abuse them. And not abusing substance is great, but most people don't know how to not abuse it because, yeah. Welcome Maria and friends from the park. We have brother Sean with the hand pan and the new shirt logo.
It's kind of hard to see.
Hard to see, but yeah, it looks good. It looks good. And then when you have
Created by Sister Jill.
Sister Jill, who probably is who is hanging out in here because I see that little photo on the
Yeah,
bottom.
for sure.
The three of them. And how do I find you on Insight Timer? My name, thanettaout. Ask me when I'm on next time, damn it. Welcoming everybody. Today is gonna be more about just focusing on the energy, and then once we feel the energy is good, we'll go more into the talk on how to maybe respect or let go of the substance and replacements like kombucha, non-alcoholic beer, which still has alcohol, by the way, so don't, like, you can drink soda, just don't drink it all the time, so let's just warm up a little bit. Wait for everybody to get here. Yes, kombucha has alcohol. It's called fermented. So when things are fermented, it can develop. That's how wine is created.
Yeah, wine's fermented grapes, but kombucha, what is it? Fermented tea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's fermented fruits and mixed with different types of tea, usually green or black tea. Mm-hmm. And it's delicious. We just drank some.
But just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too much.
It is a negligible amount.
Yeah.
Now we're drinking regular tea.
Kimchi is fermented and I love it. Dude, I love kimchi also, by the way, just,
With rice.
Yeah. I just eat it straight from the can because I guess the Korean in me is active. Because Sister Jill says, "Hi, Tanette, Emily, and Sean. Emily, your live last night was so nice.
Aww.
Looking forward to your next one."
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be streaming every Tuesday. Yay. So thank you for being there. It's good I at least had practice on doing it here.
Cherokee is here, says, "I love the meditation." Oh, I love the meditation. She said medication.
Oh, the shirt last night.
Crossed off. Okay, to be. Oh yeah. Shout out to brother Atul. And we got who else? EV Tarot, Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, shout out to Dallas.
Nice. Welcome in.
Okay, let's just warm up more. Get the music on. This is her own bowls. Anthony's home.
He's been home.
Okay. Hi, Anthony.
He has arisen from his room.
above. We are the angels of planet Earth, so be the change and meditate, spreading love. Welcoming everybody. Amanda, Blossom, Violet, Lori's. Any chance of getting a tarot reading tonight? Not tonight, but maybe some questions later. But tarot is tomorrow. Welcoming Isabel, Laura, Dave, Sister Jill, and Evie probably hanging out. Oh, that's Daddy.
Oh yeah.
And Barry Boy says, I've committed a sin. Oh gosh. I mean, yeah. I mean, we can get to that. You can unpack more of that. So, before we begin, continue the journey. This is the time where you can express what's on your heart. Maybe you want to express and share what is the sin that you say you have committed a sin. This is a brother on Twitch. We're on like 6 platforms today. And let me unlock my Facebook, because for whatever reason, whenever I post on Facebook, it only shows only to me. It's like a private. And how's let's check in on each other. Let's start with brother Sean. How's your energy this week?
It's been kind of low. Except for finally this afternoon, it finally started raising. I feel more energetic, more motivated. Definitely the passing of one of our loved ones. It's been difficult, and I didn't think it was affecting me as much as I think it has. And yeah, just overall low energy this week so far, but that kind of shifted this afternoon as I shifted my focus on feeling motivated to just be happy again. Realistically, that's what it is, I suppose, at the end of the day.
You're at your low, and now you're moving up.
Yeah, definitely. This week has been a low point. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's been kind of a struggle this week, just overall.
Yeah,
for sure. But no, it's been a good experience. I don't learned a lot, I suppose. Yeah, learned a lot.
It's not, all the philosophies of non-attachment and impermanence.
I know all these things, right?
But when the test comes, this is the real test, right?
For sure. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. Well, I mean, it's easy when you're not dealing with it, and then like when somebody else is dealing with it, it's like obvious. Like, well, it's just non-attachment. It's fine.
But surprisingly, your daughter has, it's like her first really
ever experience,
and she has the knowledge, and looks like she has the knowledge of impermanence, and she's applying it, which is kind of stunning.
Comforting for sure.
Yeah,
to see that. So I mean, just one element that I didn't have to deal with, right? And comforting her.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
she got to learn from y'all what it's like, and I'm sure you talked about it with her about something.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing, brother, and Sister Jill too. How about Sister Emily, the superstar from last night? How's your energy this week? What's going on?
I was at the gym Monday morning, and I was getting ready in the locker room to go to work, like I do most mornings there. And there's this lady that's always in the same area that I'm in whenever I'm getting ready. And I was packing up my bag about to leave, and she looked at me and said, "You know, you're always so busy. You're always so busy." And I was like, you know what? You're right. And it made me really think about when it's the right time to be like disciplined and super focused, then that's the time. But whenever I'm like getting ready in the morning and like doing my makeup, why am I
In a rush.
in a rush and focus? Like I should just be going slow, going at my own pace, because if I do that, it doesn't make that big of a time difference.
It's like the mentality of while you're doing that task, are you somewhere else?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm good about being in the moment whenever I want to, but it definitely made me reevaluate.
Step back a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
Because your energy is intense. You're intense because that's your nature. And yes, great. Turning it back a bit. Some, on command sometimes.
Yeah, just knowing when to go slower and knowing when to be more disciplined, I think, is something I'm working on this week.
Yeah, beautiful. For me personally, I'm doing the opposite, I mean, I'm driven, but now it's like I have the vision, but now it's like I have a jigsaw puzzle that I'm putting together as a plan. It's just the skeleton. Once the skeleton is connected, now you have to slowly, like 3D printing, right? You just slowly add the first layer, and you can't get to the next layer till you complete that layer. So it's like the discipline of building like a castle from bottom up. And I'm like planning right now, like on YouTube. Well, I'm in a content creation mindset now because I recognize how to make money, how to be good flow. I recognize what people need from me on different platforms, how different people on different platform, how they think and feel different. And some platforms have more men, like YouTube. Some platforms have more women, like Insight Timer, but also more women and men who are more spiritual, who are more open to things I enjoy. But Insight Timer is like a lake, and YouTube and other platform is like the ocean. But the real ocean is God, the universe. But of course, I had to say that to step back, right? I always remember to step back and know I just like to serve. So I have been just in deep, like I'm like gathering energy, and I'm ready to like channel it through this plan. And as I'm doing this, like people with new ideas coming, like the playing at Unity, which is a Unity church, and doing like Mystic Village retreat. And so all these ideas are coming up. So I'm in the winter time, I'm blooming with ideas, and my 3D prints are getting better. But it just takes everything. I like to jump into things and harmonize. So I'm doing difficult stuff in my life, like 3D printing, the flutes, and then live streaming like here, live streaming outside, live streaming, because I think I need it. It makes me happy to be busy doing what I love, and then slowly realizing make money. Let's see what y'all have been saying. Apple Shampoo here, you are in the tarot category. Unsure if you are. No, I'm not aware of that. Thank you. I guess I'll change it on my phone. Thank you. Tatiana is here. We got Kata Jelly is here. Nice to see you, sister.
Hello.
Yelena. Blossom Violet is here. Amanda, Maria. Dave says, like mindful shaving in the morning. Maria says, you need to always mind your business, lady. If Emily wanna be busy, then let her be busy. You know what? It's just sometimes people have something to say, And maybe we learn something, but sometimes not. Just like the other day, somebody accused me of being depressed, and I'm like, well, thank you for your input, but I'm actually not depressed. So when you know who you are, other people can't bring you down because you know why? You know how you feel. Amanda says, I'm sorry for your loss. I lost my aunt a few weeks ago. Funeral was last week, so I can relate for sure. Much love and prayer to Sean for your loss, says JG. And Dave says, thanks, Amanda. State Park fall colors in the background. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to go. So thank you for being here. We still want to bring world peace. Peace within ourselves and our family first. To our city, our country, our planet. So that we have no wars. Get rid of the fighting. And we choose peace together. Can we turn the fan off?
Yeah, you have to do the actual.
Because I can tell I'm getting sick from it. Okay, thank you.
It's a fish drum that was being
Yes,
tapped.
that is a fish drum, a cute one.
Cute little one from a temple. Bless you.
Excuse me. So when we're doing our sound journey, we invite you to get the most out of it, to just be in your body, watch your mind wander. I know sometimes you get buzzing noises because some mics, it's fine.
What's that noise? Is Anthony down there? Or something?
Yeah, it's fine.
What's he doing? Playing video games?
No.
Oh,
Sounds like somebody.
Eating, I think. Yeah, it's fine.
what is that?
It's Tupperware. Sounds like to me.
He sneezes.
It's fine. No problem. So relax. Your body. Relax your mind. Remember to be with your breath. Before we begin, we do 3 ohms together. Breathing in. I invite my body to relax. I invite my mind to relax. I allow my body to release. Breathing in. Welcoming Geraldine. I give myself permission to be peaceful. I allow myself to feel relaxation, to just be and enjoy my life. Breathing in. from our souls. Be the light. Be the soul. Be in the now. Slow down and look around. Slow down and look around. You are light, cosmic light family. We are divine, let us shine. So let's dive in the ocean. Infinite drops of light. We are the drops in this cosmic ocean. Oh. the cosmos. You are divine. You are divine, divine, divine. You are the light, divine, divine. You are divine, divine, divine. You are the light, divine, divine. Wake up to the stars and smile. Your heart is so big, it's a million miles. Wake up to the sky and fly. Leaping through the stars, I see you smile. Found true happiness, would you tell the world, even if they caught you crazy? Would you spread this love if you found true happiness? But the world don't listen. They just label you a hippie. Let's just spread this love. Spread this love. Feel this true happiness. Spread the light. Brothers and sisters, spread this love. Feel this true happiness. Spread this light. Brothers and sisters. And we remember to be grateful for our lives in the seasons of winter. So many things to be grateful about, learning about the impermanence of life. It humbles us that our goal may be to be successful in life, but at the end, we come with nothing, we leave with nothing. But what we do together to create peace, joy, and love, it continues. The cloud never dies. We're so grateful for everybody being here. We're grateful for the love that unites the planet and humanity. We remember love. We remember joy. The good memories that we have together, it lasts a lifetime. And sometimes the bad one too, if we don't learn to let go of the negative energy. We're humbled to wake up this lifetime, to exit the matrix, to exit the ignorance, and to enter awareness. But to be humble because sometimes our spiritual ego thinks we know everything, but we know nothing, which allows us to be open to more. An absorbent shamwoohoo, an absorbent sponge. We're so grateful. You want me to do it again? an absorbent gem. Woohoo! You can purchase that on Amazon. I mean, just kidding.
Not sponsored by.
Not sponsored by. We also know to not take spirituality so seriously because it's about enjoying. But yes, there's a time for seriousness. But there's a time for Chan Woohoo also. Because this is called enjoying life. It's why we are more spiritual than religious, because sometimes that just don't work. We're tired of singing the same songs. So instead, we just make up stuff. We enjoy the moment together, and here comes a parade of animals arriving to bless you.
In the moments.
Chan Woohoo. See, when you Chan Woohoo, they come, they're like, oh wait, the humans are back. And so we're grateful that you can that you can be here, and because if we don't learn to enjoy sitting here, we end up needing drugs. We end up needing lots of substance, especially other stuff like marijuana. And so part of what we're doing here, we like sound bath, but God told me, the universe told me, the infinite told me, it's time to drop some Dharma. It's why it's not comfortable to talk about issues sometimes. Because why? We just don't want to look at it. We just rather just continue the habit. And it's why the true seekers are few. The people who practice, that really practice, are few because it's uncomfortable to realize drugs are bad when everyone says, let's just go to the smoke shop and just let's get a blunt. Right? And so it's a very... So that's our talk today. Sobriety from substance and respecting it. From time to time, I would drink a margarita. You know? But I'm not thinking about margaritas all the time. It's just... When my family drinks... When you normally don't drink a lot, you show them love by drinking with them. Whenever I was a monk, a lady asked me to eat meat. I don't eat meat, but guess what? I don't eat meat for myself. I eat meat to show the lady love. My mind says delicious, but my heart says compassion. But you pray to the animal too. But let's stick to substance today, because our generation has a lot of... There's more substance to do now. So let's talk about our journey in sobriety, because I definitely was into substance of every type. I mean, many types, not every type.
Pretty much we all were.
Yeah.
We all have been at some point in our lives anyways.
Yeah, it's what really connects us all. We have substance abuse of... I'd really... and of course, this conversation is for people who want to hear about it. It's not for everybody. So just letting you know, we're here to try to inspire you to quit smoking weed. Let's just say it. Okay, let's just say it. So maybe start with your...
The herb man.
Open the skeletons in your closet.
Yeah. Not really skeleton. I mean,
not skeletons, like your past.
My
okay.
past for sure, yeah. So
Hopefully.
I started smoking weed when I was 15. It was, I believe, I want to say September or October of, it would have been 2001. And first time didn't get high. Second time definitely did. And from there on out, I've had an, I would say, destructive relationship with it. The severe habit really didn't develop until college. I distinctly remember one night, we had this whiteboard in my freshman dorm room, and we had these tally marks on it of every night that we drank and smoked for the first few weeks that we were there. And we were literally drank and smoked every single night for the first month that we were there. It was like a pride thing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
You're hard.
Yeah, we're hardcore. Yeah. Whatever you want to call it, right? 18 and dumb. Woohoo! But I remember one night being like, I don't want to smoke tonight. Can we please just not do this?
Yeah.
And when my one friend was like, well, we have it, so why not use it? And I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
and then from that point on, I don't know, something changed in my brain, I guess, to where like
like somebody super enabled you.
I think so, yeah.
Which is yourself at the end of it,
myself,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Was it always, before we get deeper, was it always easy for you to open up about this stuff? Because I know, like, like you're comfortably opening up, because a lot of people have a lot of shame.
It's been a long process for sure. I've been trying to get sober, as I would say, for probably like 6 years. And working on my sobriety.
You can't hear.
Okay.
I can't.
Low. I can't hear you very low.
It seems like
Yeah, you can
Okay.
tilt it. Yeah, there you go.
GG,
You can pull it
here.
higher if you need to.
Maybe it's the volume on
it seems okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
definitely better.
Everybody
Okay.
else, that's good.
Okay, cool. Well, now you can hear me louder. Either way. It hasn't always been easy. Like I said, I've been trying to get sober for, I would say, since I've met you, really, even online. That time I didn't really know that I wanted to, as much as I knew that it was holding me back in life, because I don't just use it casually. I use it as a means to escape my pain, which I think most people do. Use any substance or possibly even food, social media. There's a lot of things that we can do to escape our pain and suffering. Not just physical pain either, mostly emotional.
I asked you, is it easy to open up? Because whenever I'm helping people, one of the biggest thing is there's a lot of shame in facing
Oh yeah, for sure.
the
Because
truth.
It's the ego that feels the shame that it is uncontrolled in a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I am ashamed that I am not able to control myself, or I'm not able to deal with the pain without the substance, without the needing to go outside of oneself. So
And the amount of times you have like relapse, which is
I mean, like I said, I've been working on it for 6 years. Right now, I just looked at them 76 days
76 days sober.
since
So
I've used. And it's like completely everything. Right. So like my goal when I started this is to make it 6 months, because, as you said, I've relapsed many times with drinking weed and mushrooms and nicotine. Like those are the four things. So, like, I know
The holy trinity.
the holy cocktail, whatever you want to call it. Of anesthetization, I guess, right? And numbing. My choice of numbing. Yeah. Mostly from what I found out is just relating to failure.
How about this? Why did it take you, like, when did you recognize it's toxic? Because you've been doing, like, when did you
About
recognize?
6 years ago is when, like, that's what I mean. Like, that's when I recognized that, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't smoke weed every single day. Maybe this is actually bringing me down.
Because I went down on you hard, like, I really, because somebody, it's teamwork, right? To get to this part is not easy, just, So, what is advice for people, or just what are your techniques for quitting weed? Because that's your, like,
specialty, I suppose.
yeah, your specialty. Like,
specialist
he's
at
the
quitting.
weed prevention team.
I'm a professional quitter of quitting. Find your reason for why you really want to, I suppose. Find your purpose that will naturally bring you to the realization that you don't need it anymore, whatever that may be for you. For everybody, it's going to be different. Obviously, you can find substitutes. I work out and meditate a lot now, which is kind of like my substitute addictions, I suppose, because I do have an addictive personality.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think human beings enjoy dopamine,
For sure.
but some more than others, because you do a lot of stressful things and your mind's highly sharp, and to like ease, to what do you call it? Take the edge off. You use substance.
Just to not think, basically. Yeah, for sure. And that's the whole not think about failure and pain. Like that's where my main pain comes from, is failure, right? And failure in trading, failure in, because everything was easy for me growing up. I never had to really put any effort forward growing up. And then when I did have to put effort forward, like in college, I failed out of college a few times. And that really, that failure set me back mentally for sure. I was very ashamed of failing out of school, right? Because I was a straight A student up until that.
And the weed was the people you were around were just
super easy, yeah. Because then I went to work at a restaurant, there smokes all day, and then just letting go of the not wanting to think about failing, and not wanting to think about how all my friends are graduating college, and I'm working at a restaurant, and
So your 72 days of sobriety, what is your technique in these 72 days that keep you like
focusing on the now? I mean, the classic adage for addicts, or NA, or Alcoholics Anonymous, I guess. Sorry. Is that it's just one day at a time, right? One moment at a time, that's all we have. And they really preach that. And meditation is really, goes hand in hand with that. And they kind of like preach meditation as well, to a certain extent. That's all we have. It's just this moment. As long as you say no in this moment, the next moment doesn't matter. The next day doesn't matter. We'll deal with that when it comes, right? But if you can just say no now, and that's what really counts.
And you just take it one day at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And of course, the other part is community.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so difficult, and now you have the master, you already know. And when your energy's off, we already know.
For sure.
And that's why if we're too gentle with each other, we're not gonna progress. That's why you see us kind of serious often, but you see me just crack a joke at any point because it's breaking the ego of needing to be stern all the time as a spiritual practitioner. But then I'm choosing to crack a joke, but not even laugh at it. And when I laugh at it, I just let it out because that's our dopamine.
True.
Without needing to smoke, we have. There you go. That's dopamine. Let's go to our sister, Sparkalicious Emily, who is ready to be seen. Okay. Yeah, we see you. Okay. I mean, Teddy. Teddy. Okay. So, tell us what is your relationship with sobriety? Like, what did you have to overcome to not need? I think to drink. I think was it just dopamine chasing?
I think I just wanted to feel good in the moment. Better?
Yeah.
I think because I started smoking weed, that was like my catalyst at a very young age, whenever I was 14. And my cousin was the one that smoked with me. So I was like, okay, well, it's my family, so it must be okay to do, right?
14,
so,
yeah.
14.
You're cool. It's a cool thing
Classic
to do.
Age.
Yeah.
Classic age for sure.
And we were in our truck listening to rap music, so I thought it was like super grown up and cool.
For sure.
And
what song was it? I'm just curious.
it was like
Gangsta's
Screwed.
Paradise?
It was like
Chopped and
UGK.
Screwed. Oh my god.
Because we live so close to Port Arthur, so it's like that UGK life.
Chopped and Screwed.
Yeah, Chopped and Screwed. And then she had like the bass and the speakers in the truck and Riding Dirty, all that stuff. But yeah, I thought I was gangster.
That H-Town, hold it down.
So started out with weed, marijuana, and that kind of led to going to house parties. And in those house parties, my friends' parents would be there, and they're like, "Oh, well, if you drink here, it's okay. Y'all aren't gonna drive home, so they would buy all the alcohol."
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
this was
normal,
whenever
I
I
guess.
was 15, 16, and it was
pretty
completely normal,
Yeah.
especially growing up in a smaller town. There's nothing else to do. So all the kids would go to this party, spend the night at the same house, and it was fine. We'd have Jello shots in these little syringes, and we just thought we were so cool.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah, and that partying, I started out to be accepted. I think to be accepted by my peers, and everybody was doing it. So just to be like a part of the group and to feel accepted.
So how long did this era last for you? Like, I mean, I guess it didn't stop.
It didn't stop until 3 years ago.
Like you just kept drinking and partying, but I'm sure you
And
got.
I'm 35 now, so that lasted from 14 years old to 30, 32, 33.
About 18, 19 years.
And it's crazy that it's a reality for so many people.
Yeah. My parents.
Because it's part of the because we didn't have mentors, like we didn't have people to guide us. Hey, like drinking isn't, and drugs, it kind of stunts your future. But because everyone else is doing it, it's kind of like it must be okay, but it's really not at the end of the day.
But you never think you're going to get attached and addicted to that substance whenever you're younger. You kind of started out to think you're cool and to be accepted by others. But at the end of the day, as you do it more, it becomes something that your ego needs, something that your body craves at that point. So in the end, dealing with a highly stressful job, being responsible since I was 16, working, moved out whenever I was 18.
It's why you're so sharp.
It's why I'm so focused,
masculine,
because I have to be.
Yeah.
Because I've always had to kind of fend for myself, being the older sister, care for my brother, kind
You
of
were the
be
mom,
that
basically.
leader. Yeah, and my mom was wonderful. She was a single mom, but she needed that help, and that help was me. And yeah, so I grew up very focused, and at work, it was very normalized and accepted to have a glass of wine and go to happy hour. And
That's everywhere now.
that was another thing, go to happy hour, go to the bar, and it was normal. It was just networking is what they call it.
And it's still part of your work culture till this day, but you have decided to be above the influence of that.
Yeah.
Which took you years.
Yeah, a long time. But it got very toxic for a little while.
So how did you how did you transcend and move past, like saying no to people, and how did you move past that part?
I think for me, I looked at the reason why I drank and why I went to substance, started getting down to the core reasons why I did that. What was I trying to escape? Why did I want to feel good? Why couldn't I feel good without substance? Why couldn't I feel good with just being purely me? And with that, it took a lot of meditation and really drilling down to the...
And what answer did you get? Because I think a lot of people are they don't even get to that question, but eventually they will get to that question. What was your answer so that you can help some people today?
It was a lot. It was a lot. But I think at the end of the day, it was validating myself and knowing that everything I needed, I already had within me. And it also took looking at a lot of suffering that I had been through in my life and having compassion for others and stop blaming others, because they were doing the best that they could. Because I was trying to escape a lot of hurt that I had been through in my past, and
so
I was kind of sitting in the past. And
from the lack of validation and blame,
a lot of blame, yeah.
It triggered you escaping through the alcohol, and you didn't notice it until you
faced it
through meditation, contemplation, and journaling. So for those of you who are trying to move past many things in life, just take it one day at a time, journaling, community, and what helped you to stay afloat?
Community, family, my brother moving in with me, being a role model for others, the master, having accountability, for myself, working out, the gym, and having a schedule and sticking to it for myself, because alcohol and substance took me out of the present moment, but knowing that the present moment is reality, and whenever we go to substance, it takes us away from that reality, but the present moment it's beautiful.
When I hear you guys' stories, that's why we're here together. I wouldn't show you any sound healing if you couldn't get past the basics, because what you have achieved, so many people just don't want to do the work. They want to play bowls, but they don't become the singing bowl. They just hit the bowl. They don't learn to be comfortable.
You have to face yourself. That's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
And it can be painful to face
Super
some parts
painful.
of yourself.
Super
Yeah.
painful.
It goes
Sure.
through a lot of tears and sadness.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I still remember like when you were on the other side, you were releasing a lot, and because you just never slowed down. I think you didn't know
I don't
you
know how
needed
to
to
slow down.
But when you felt sound healing, you were able to, and that was what 3 years ago. And of course the accountability, having somebody who's gonna call you out on you're not being consistent, or you said you're gonna do it but you don't. And but we don't expect each other to be perfect. We just know, hey, you should, and if you don't, it's fine, because if you press some people too hard, they might break. And that's a really fine line. And for me personally, there's so many. I mean, whenever I think about why I'm on this path and sobriety, I did not drink until I was 18. Okay, and or senior year of high school. It was just one time I threw up in my friend's car. My parents super sheltered me as a Buddhist child, immigrant child. We also didn't have too much money to just like, hey, let's go hang out. So I didn't speak English very well. My self-confidence was low, and I wasn't the smartest kid. But when I found substance, I didn't even drink that much. I went to the club. I drove people to the clubs, but I never drank. I started drinking when I started overworking. I was just a server because I was a failure. I felt like a failure in my life. I went to college and just kept failing because I didn't want to be there. I wanted to go to the army. My parents my parents did not want me to go to the army. Oh, my mother. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a photographer. She said, that don't make money, do something else. And so I lived my life not having a vision, and I was just stressed out. So I would go street racing. I would go look for girls or try to connect with girls, look for, sexual encounters, whatever. And it led me to eventually drinking and shots at the Roxy. Okay, and this was around 22 years old. I began to drink heavily at 22 years old, and it lasted for like 8 years, because I would go out. I would go to the club heavily for like 4 to 5 years, and I would go to the karaoke bar heavily for 4 to 5 years. But in that journey, I began meditating. I had a awakening. The awakening is what caused me to, I experimented with psychedelics and all these things. I wasn't necessarily abusing it. I was looking for unconditional love. I was looking for God, let's just say. I was looking for my higher self. And on that journey, I met many people who just wanted to get high with me. But while they were getting high, I'm busy meditating whenever I'm under any substance. And eventually, the substance told me, you don't like to stop. Stop doing it because you don't need it. Because imagine you're meditating, you're looking for who you are, and who you are is in the moment. Like the joy that you're looking for is just you, your pure self in the now. And once I got to that point, I was like, why doesn't everyone know this? It stunned me that true happiness and joy was right under my nose. And I began to just practice heavily. And then as I meditated, I understood why my life was so terrible in the past, because I got picked on, immigrant child, and Asian children should be smart, but I was dumb, whatever. I compared myself a lot because I learned that from my mother. Why was my mother so toxic? Because she was raised in a toxic environment, was abused. And eventually, through meditating, I asked myself, do I need to get high to be happy? Where does the happiness come from? Is the happiness in the weed? Is the happiness in the oysters that I love eating? Is the happiness in the go-kart? Like, is it in the go-kart? I eventually recognized that the happiness was inside. And that's when I began to be super spiritual because I just stripped myself of needing external happiness and began to just go within. And that was a long time ago. I think that might have been 7 years ago. And it led me to self-development and self-help. And eventually, as I met the master, when I met my mentor, my teacher, my guru, I was already not doing many substance, and he just told me cut it completely off. And eventually I began to have a better relationship with the alcohol. I don't drink much, but I learned how to have just one. And in the past, there was no such thing as just one, right? I if you want to quit smoking weed, you have to recognize why it's bad for you, right? You want to quit drinking. Whenever, like, when you find your true self and your true happiness, when you're drunk, there's a cloudiness that blocks you from feeling that pure joy that's you.
Yeah.
And so I was like kind of irritated because I got drunk, and I was like, I don't like it. I'm just silly. Like, I get really silly and wild when I'm drunk. And that's why people love me to go out with them. And I had to cut off all those friends, all these friends that really like Tanet. So when I stopped going out, all my friends stopped going out too, because there was no like energy holder. And but now instead we're holding energy in meditation. I'm not singing at the karaoke bar now. I'm singing on Insight Timer and on Twitch, and of course, having other things to do that's not drugs. And I deleted all my dealers' numbers. Just delete them, right? My practical technique for quitting is treat it as a medicine. If you take too much medicine, you poison yourself, right? And so as I stopped poisoning myself, because I recognized that whenever I smoked, I was too high to remember anything, so I slowly reduced the amount. I had better ideas, but I still couldn't clearly remember. So I cut it down so much that I realized, wait a minute, I don't even need it. But it took me 6 months. I slowly quit to just 1 puff a month. And that's when I knew, like, why am I even smoking? I'm smoking 1 puff a month. So I held on for a long time, but I wasn't abusing, I was respecting. And but of course other addictions, it's like watching adult films, or I just don't go to the bar anymore because it's just not a good place. It's just where people go to hide.
Realistically, yeah. Yeah, I think the one thing that that changed my mindset completely was when you asked, why do you smoke? Or why do you drink? That's something I never really even thought of before, right? That's what I do. I mean, I just like doing it. Well, why do you like doing it? And that was a question that really, because it makes me feel good. Why don't you feel good? That right there is like, what? I never asked that question before. I don't know why I don't feel good. And that just started the wheel turning. Like, that's the whole, like...
But you are open to contemplative meditation.
Oh, for sure.
So you are already on your meditative journey, and you are open to me mentoring you. And as I mentored you, the only reason you progress because you are open. Imagine how many people don't even progress because they ask the question, but their mind is actually closed.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So how does meditation affect, like, how did the effects of meditation, like, you didn't quit right away, but what did the meditation do that helped you to make better decisions?
I would say it opened up my mind to possibilities that I didn't think about, because my brain is constantly going. And that's not the true self. When I finally was able to shut down my brain, shut down my body, I could hear my heart, as I see it now, as God speaking, because I feel like I can talk to God, and that's just my inner self, because I believe that.
And it would be really hard for you to even say that in the past.
No, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's still a little bit uncomfortable for me because of my past.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that, I speak with God every day now because I feel like God is simply just me, my true self, the inner spirit, the one thing that connects all of us.
It's coming through you, and you can connect.
And I can connect to it. But the only way I can connect to it is if I am A, shutting my mind down, and B, being sober, right? Because I mean, I can connect to it somewhat when I'm smoking and meditating, but it's not the same by any means. There's like no true connection, I guess. There's like a fog in between that connection, I want to say.
How did the antidepressant or how did that affect you? Because some people use that, and you don't use.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I haven't thought about that in a while.
It made me feel like I was like floating, like I was just like wandering around.
True.
Because I think it kind of numbed the anxiety of what I thought I was feeling at that time. And I felt like I was just like it was like a coasting, floating feeling.
Yeah.
Apart from the fog, you know.
But were you able to see through your baggage?
Well, I did it before I started meditating,
Okay.
So I was just trying to get by in life.
Same.
Numb the anxiety and panic attacks.
Meditation is what helped me quit doing the SSRI blocker drugs, which is like your typical antidepressant. Lexapro is what I was taking, I believe, and then also Xanax when for the really bad ache occasions, whatever.
So in your beginning journey, let's go to in your beginning journey, sister. How was your meditations like? What was going on in your head when you maybe the first 2 years or 3 years?
In the beginning, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this right now? I've heard it helps people because I was trying to get off of anti-anxiety medication and panic attack medication. And I had tried substance, and I had tried pills, and I had tried other forms of coping, and nothing ever worked. So I was like, well, maybe meditation will work. And I was sitting there just breathing and listening to music, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, and I had grown up with a spiritual grandmother and spiritual mother and religious background and everything, and I was like, okay, well, consistency, because whenever I commit to something, I commit to it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this because consistency is key. And it's like a workout for your brain, for your body, like it helps calm, and
it's one thing that we have the same. This group, we have high level of commitment. Like we're gonna punch the wall in commitment, and that's why we actually progress. And that's why I haven't really taught anyone else sound healing, because nobody really has it. It's about you connecting to your higher self. You become the thing you're playing. And that's hard to teach because sometimes you're playing with your head, which, remember, when we first started the journey of becoming a sound healer, it was really difficult because it's hard to teach somebody to stop using this and let your heart flow.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, with consistency, I was able to slow down my thoughts and just be with me, which I wasn't used to. I was always used to filling my time with others or substances or partying, but I was finally able to just be with me, which I wasn't used to at all. Like, even in sleep, my mind was constantly going, which I didn't realize.
And you had weird dreams.
Until I sat in meditation. I had weird dreams, nightmares. I'd wake up throughout the night. But now I sleep like a baby mostly. Sometimes I'll still have some weird ass dreams, and I'm like, why am I having that dream?
Yeah, because I mean, you're still a boss lady, so you know it's not. But it's mostly harmonious, right?
Yeah, and with meditation, though, in the beginning, it allowed me to connect with myself and be silent and relaxed eventually in that moment of meditation. But then that led to everywhere that I went, I was able to eventually be mindful throughout the day.
Was that difficult? Because, we talk about mindfulness throughout the day, but how long did it take you to find, to actually, be mostly present?
I would say maybe, after 2.5 years of meditation consistently, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer.
And when you say meditate consistently, what did that look like?
That was every morning I would sit down, or if I wasn't able to do it some mornings, I would do it at night. and just listen to music. And I would just sit cross-legged in the same position in the same space and have my hands usually light some incense, because smell is something that really connects me to what I'm doing. So the same smells in meditation, I'm like, okay, my body, my everything, it's like my senses remind me it's time
And
to
what kept you
meditate.
going? Like, because it's easy to just fall off, and not do that. Or did you just like it?
I needed it. It was something I needed that I never thought I needed, because the reason why I did it in the morning is with my job and with dealing people constantly
Yeah.
and the phone calls and the emails coming in. I need meditation in the morning to be able to be present throughout the
Yes.
day, because the more that we're present throughout the day, especially dealing with a lot of people or with family or, just driving, it just helps us make a better impact to others as well as for ourselves, first of all.
Yeah.
And we're able to really enjoy the moment instead of reacting and going on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. Even though I'm busy, I'm still present within myself, and I still am aware of what's going on in the moment.
I definitely, what led me to meditation was wanting to be successful, because all the successful people meditate or have some sort of ritual. But that's what my mind wanted. But the universe showed me, okay, spiritual leadership. I'm like, okay. And what I would say I committed heavily also, my whole life at this point. But the traditional sit-down meditation in the morning, I did it consistently for about 6 years, intensely, just kind of trying different techniques, different breathing techniques. I learned, when I see something, I'll try it for a month. So I would try everything for a month. When I studied Thich Nhat Hanh, I studied for a year. When I studied The Secret and the 5 Love Languages, I would just listen to the same audiobook. So I was deeply into practicing so much. And eventually, I found the master who told me, stop practicing too much and start using your life to help the world. Because I love practicing because it's comfortable for me. Like, I love to just be with my higher self. But what's the point of being with your higher self and not useful? You can still be with higher self or deeply connected, but also being a beneficial presence on the planet, having a job, money, and not being a broke spiritual practitioner, which I was scared of money because I saw how money corrupted so many people. But it took me the master showed me how to respect and love money, because good people with money will change the world. And we need more of those people, not just meditate all to escape reality and, create retreats so people can escape. Because nowadays many people go to a retreat to escape, but and that's why we do what we're doing every Sunday. And so what is the process of your commitment to the group? Because in the beginning it was not easy, just showing up and like scary. And then once we had 100 people at the group, and that in the beginning when we're not used to that. What is your journey of being a spiritual practitioner, and of course having high level accountability like you've never had before?
The journey has been up and down. I think with everything that I've done throughout this whole journey for the past 5 to 6 years, it's gone through cycles. I just go really deep, and I don't really have enough balance, I think. And then that's why I go back into
Old patterns.
Yeah, it's that pattern that keeps repeating over and over and over again. And finding that balance has really helped me be more committed to the spiritual path and to wanting to be who I want to be, as opposed to somebody who's just under the control of substances and addiction. And community, and seeing how much and how impactful I can be upon others is really something that motivates me to want to continue to do it. And being held accountable by you two, it's been huge. even when I'm off doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing, especially the past 1 or 2 times. The cycle's been bad. The entire time I know.
You know you shouldn't.
The entire time I'm sitting there and it's happening. And I'm like, I don't have to do this if I don't want to. And
But it's in front of me.
It's in front of me and I continue to do it.
Gotta cut off the dealers.
All day I'd be present, while doing it. But I just needed that cycle of just seeing that this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. What I really want to do is improve myself so that I can help others throughout the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, the journey has been not easy by any means. Lots of crying at night. Lots of self-reflection that's led to self-truths that are very painful to come to terms with. But just being open-minded and not too critical of myself and not too impatient with the process, because that's something that I just want to be good now, right?
I mean, you do give it your all because you don't even live here. You did not come from here.
When you said that we've all just really committed. When you initially said that, I'm like, I really haven't that much, I guess, as much as you two. But then when I thought about it, then I'm like, well, no, I really have, because I quit my job. I sold my house. And
you were living in what, Chicago or Iowa?
We could be traveling right now, all over the U.S. Why not, right? We could go to Florida, we go anywhere. But yeah, we've been here for basically a year now. I thought about this the other day. We've essentially been here for a year. Yeah. Now, in Houston, we left for a few months this summer. Yeah. But
so that's what it takes, people. When you explain to people, giving it your all, and because the universe, God sees. Whenever I go to the park every Sunday, the universe, it sees, oh, look at because when you somebody didn't, you have a Tuesday night meditation, people didn't go this time. That's my beginning. Sometimes it's just one or twice nobody showed up, and it showed me, am I here for, do I get to practice for God, right? And it's the same thing. Sometimes we think the universe doesn't see our efforts to become a better person, but the universe is ahead of you already. It's just we have to be willing to do the work and sacrifice, because it's easy to just continue smoking, playing games, and just not caring, doing mushrooms and just hanging out and chilling. And then what happens? Emotional baggage rises, fighting happens because of insecurity and a lack of purpose, and we're moody because we're not really stimulated by our own life, so we're looking for stimulants. And then our children is affected, our wife, husband is affected. And so I'm glad that you continue to do the work, or else you would not be on the team. I would just I would just let you know, hey, you're just gonna be an audience.
Sure.
How about Sister Emily? How's your journey, especially with the group? It's what is it like to grow with us as a sound healing community that does free meditations? We actually have never charged. Oh, actually, some corporate company one time, right, asked us to do, but that's because that's a corporate company, And so, what is it like to be now more spiritual and more with committed people who they're gonna show? If you don't show up, we're showing up. I'm gonna be showing up till I die. So what is that like, sister?
It's incredible, honestly. It's been a journey for sure, an up and down journey. But whenever I began meditating by myself, I was tired of meditating alone. I wanted community. I wanted, to feel that support, because it was back in 2020, everything was locked up. So I literally started this meditation on a YouTube guided video, Finding Your Tribe. And I would use that meditation every morning. And I liked it. It kind of started my day off on the right foot. And then Jonathan, my friend, told me about you playing singing bowls, because I was like, where are the people playing the singing bowls outside? Somebody has to be outside playing singing bowls, because I had one single singing bowl that I'd play by myself every morning. And then a week later, he sent me your information on Facebook. And the first time I went, I felt very out of place, because I wasn't spiritual or
you looked like a turtle.
I looked like a turtle.
You're just
I believe it. And my shoulders were probably up to my ears from
you were
stress.
walking like dragging, low energy.
Oh, I know 100%. I was drinking every day, drinking every morning before work, just to cope with life, I guess. But I felt out of place, but something felt right, so I just continued going. I took a month off back in February 2021, found you in October 2020, took a break in February 2021. Last time I ever did DMT, plant medicine, marijuana, because I saw how my life was going up during the time that I was meditating, and how my energy was happier and I was less stressful. Then I got caught up for a month and my life started going down again. And I felt like this dark energy around me. So I said goodbye to a lot of my friends, disconnected from a lot of people that just were honestly a bit toxic for me. But, I kind of graduated from those relationships. And I decided to put myself first, stop doing things for other people.
Love your damn self.
Love your damn self. And that's when the journey really began for my meditation. I just was committed, went Saturday and Sunday, because that's when you had the singing bowls every Saturday and Sunday. So continued going, and I just found my energy being better. Certain things, people around me began changing. Their reactions to me, people yelling at me stopped, like I was calmer, so they were calmer around me.
The secret.
And it's true, though. Like, it was incredible. I would meditate every morning alone. And with consistency, I bought the singing bowls, I think, in May of last year, so May of 2022.
Rest in peace.
And, well, 3 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to go there?
Yeah. Let's talk about like your journey as a sound healer, because I know there's a lot. What is like?
I was very uncomfortable whenever I first got them, because I didn't just have one bowl. I had all of these, and then to be in front of people playing. Like, it was one thing to be in my house playing, but to be in front of people and then to play with other people, like we have to harmonize together as well. And that comes with like trust with each other, and you have to be connected and be present in the moment.
I was very firm with y'all, because if you start playing in your head, I'm just like, just stop.
Yep.
Because we're not doing. And how was that like? Just in the beginning, where
it was challenging.
Yeah, because you're like the ace, right? You're like and then coming into this intuitive style of operating,
where I have to like get out of my head and then be connected and feel the energy. And because I mean, it helped me so much being on the other side, so I know what it can do for others. Well, just what it did for me, if the other people are willing to put in the work. So yeah, I didn't take it very lightly. I didn't take just coming here to play crystal bowls, because I knew how much of an impact it had for me and others. So I didn't want to play the bowls wrong or too loud or too soft, or, I didn't want to throw the energy off, so to speak. So I was just very analytical in the beginning. But I think, once you begin to develop yourself and begin committed to yourself as a practitioner, that's where you begin to get more connected to your heart and more connected to your higher self and spirit, and trust and surrender, I think, is the most important thing, is surrendering to. And
you both were very teachable. It's why we got this far, because no matter how yes, we've got pissed off this group, but we managed to like just move past it, because I can just say, this is more like a spiritual warrior group, because we definitely have been tested many times in many settings, like, maybe we lost Evie at the event, or, wife up and down, maybe boyfriend and she dumped the group, or, it's showing up every Sunday. It's sacrifice. And of course, before Sister Emily started playing crystal bowls, I played crystal bowls for 3 years, a long time. And I never thought like somebody would actually. I didn't even expect to have other friends be part of it, because I have no expectation. I just want to serve. But once you bought bowls, you didn't even bring it out too much in the beginning. But as you showed up and I showed you how, I was like, okay, we jammed together for a while, and we all have a set of crystal balls in this group. And then it took time to get to this setup because we didn't have the hand pan. I think, it's just,
We tried different things.
Yeah.
It took a while to figure it out.
yeah, because harmony takes time to create in our own lives, right? Like we all come from such a different background and different mind. So, my mind's not as sharp, but my intuition is very sharp, right? And so I think it works in this group because we understand each other's character, and we know sometimes Emily's gonna be more moody and she deals with a lot of people, and sometimes you're gonna be more emotional because that's who you are. Sometimes I'm gonna be more firm because I'm like trying. All I care about is harmony. When things are out of harmony, God always, hey, do your work, do your work, do your work. But what is amazing is once we do like triangulate the park, like some magic happens and people begin to just like ground and tears come out. It's why people been donating a lot, because they feel something. It's because we feel something.
We feel something, yeah, for sure.
And we practice a lot. We invest. We're honest to each other, like about how things sound and not, and we progress within ourselves quite a bit. And if something is bad is coming across, we'll just gently let each other know, because this is a sangha. This is a spiritual community, and it's effort. It's not just get-togethers, play bowls and leave. It's like, okay, how the heck are you gonna play bowls if you're in your head? Or right, how can you sound good playing a handpan if you don't practice, right? How can we improve the audio quality? How can your energy be more grounded throughout the week? Right? Why were you not responsible for your energy? How to deal with family? We still have that. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is as you progress yourself, your family. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Get closer to the mic, please. Yeah.
The initial. I guess I'm married. Been married for 12 years.
Damn.
And
Shoot. Golly.
I didn't.
He's old.
I didn't even tell her about you for probably like a year and a half or something like that. I mean, we weren't really like seriously. I was just when I was like hanging out in your ASMR streams.
Yeah.
But you were doing some tarot at the time too. But when I really showed her, she was like, "What are you watching in there?" Because I had my office and I would watch you in there, and she didn't really quite understand what was going on. But then just showing her what meditation is, and her ego like fighting back at me, and my ego fighting back at her, and really having that clash of ideals, and then just coming to terms with we're both different people, but we can both progress gently in the same direction if we choose to do so, and really just helping each other and supporting each other through that journey has been huge, because she's been a huge support for me, allowing me to quit my job. And I mean, it was her idea to move into the RV, for being real. But she's been a huge support.
Package deal for sure.
And I feel honored to be able to support her in her ability to overcome her mental issues with depression, anxiety, which has been huuld for her, and it runs in her family. So I do believe that it is somewhat, genetically. It's very important for me to try to help her improve her life, because that'll have a direct impact on my life as well, and she'll be able to help me improve, right? So it's like a kind of a give and take thing, a symbiotic relationship. Extending that to my sister now, and helping her see that her drinking and her smoking has an impact on her children, even if they don't see it, right? I mean, obviously they see her drink because that's just a natural part of our family and society. Is those are the adult beverages. You can't have those. But the smoking, for sure, That's where I first started smoking weed. Was I would steal marijuana from my parents. So I was like, don't you think Izzy's going to do that from you, right? My sister's daughter to her, and I think really just having an impact on those that we care about and those that we love, and she really appreciates it, and she is attempting to quit smoking as well. I'm not sure how she's doing. I haven't asked her about it in like a week or two, but I know she in the past like 3 weeks she's given it up, and she said she's not going to buy any anymore.
And she has been smoking as long as you, maybe
not quite as bad as me. Definitely not like I'm like a morning, noon, and night type of guy when I'm smoking. But no, she's just like a night to sleep type of deal. But yeah, she's been doing it for a long time for sure. She's 34. So she like needs it every night to go to sleep. Like, she has to have it, just like my parents. And my parents have been doing it for 55 years, probably, maybe more, right? So pretty much every day for 50 something years.
I mean, as you can see, your smoking is like cut in half, you can say, right? 55, you're just 20, and then
my sister is probably like 15 years. Having an impact on her, and her being very grateful for it, saying that she's thankful that she has a good role model and somebody that she can talk to about it, and something that she can look up to in terms of being able to have a support person that she can talk to,
a mentor, basically, like somebody who they can go to for emotional and.
Because I've been very open with both my parents and her about my addictions, and been trying to quit for several years now, and they've known this. And when I go back there and I smoke with them, they'll say, "Oh, are we giving in to your addictions? Ha ha ha," and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. But I'll continue to do it. But then at the time, I'm like, it's my choice. I'm not gonna say no. We're just gonna hang out and smoke together. But
but of course, the whole point of sharing this is that as we progress and do our work, the people around us begin to rise above their negative habits and unhappiness, but it starts with us doing the work. That's why one of the motto we use is called we're a lighthouse. As we become a lighthouse and we shine, we help others find their way, and they activate their lighthouse. Let's go to Sister Sparkalicious here. What benefits have you seen from doing the work in the people around you and your family?
Well, the people around me at work, it's become more grounded, just a better environment altogether, less drama, just more positive. But with my family, it's been the biggest change. I never realized through meditation, through doing this work, that it could make such a big impact on our families. But whenever I started meditating, I believe probably about 6 months after meditating and finding the sound bath group, my dad and I hadn't talked in at least 3 years. We had just always had an up and down relationship because I come from a family of divorce, lived with my mom, so my relationship with my dad wasn't as strong and connected. So, I'd see him like every summer and, that kind of stuff. So just very up and down. Something happened to where we just quit talking for 3 years. I just had
unplanned. You just kind of whatever.
I was just, a lot of things had happened, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's not adding a benefit to my life. So I started my journey. Anthony moved in with me.
Your brother? And
my brother the first time. And then my dad reached out to me shortly after my brother moved in with me. So maybe it was a little bit after 6 months of finding the group. But it was literally the first week that he was with me, unplanned. And my dad called me randomly, and we had a very honest conversation, that first conversation. And he didn't know why I stopped talking to him. He had no idea. So I was brutally honest with him.
He was not a mind reader.
No, nobody is a mind reader. And he...
Some people do.
Some people at times. But after being honest with him, he apologized to me. He was like, wow, I never realized I made you feel that way as a child. I never realized that I made you feel that way as an adult either. He would just talk really bad about my mom, and she would talk bad about him my entire life. So that made me feel like I was in the middle whenever I loved both of my parents. And that's a horrible thing about families of divorce. You know, kids are kids. Like, just let them enjoy life and don't put them in the middle of the relationship, you know? So after that, we started slowly rebuilding our relationship. Anthony still lived with me. We adopted him whenever he was 1, so he's family. You know, he's my brother.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting in contact with his biological grandfather, which in turn got him connected with his biological aunt, and then finally his biological mother, which I never thought he'd forgive her, but he did. And we all had a meeting. They met, and he moved in with them to Kentucky. And then I actually got in contact with my grandmother on my dad's side, who I hadn't talked to since I was 8, since the divorce. And I've been going to Tyler to visit her because my other grandmother, who I was really close with, passed away 12 years ago. So it's been really beautiful to be able to.
Oh, you have a backup.
Rebuild. Yeah, she's my backup grandma here.
No, your grandma.
But I never thought I'd be reconnected with that side of my family, you know. And it's been beautiful just to get reconnected with them. My mom, her health is improving. We always had like a good relationship, but it was kind of on a surface level relationship. So I notice our conversations are getting deeper. She's beginning to be happier and needing less oxygen, going from 70 pounds
Your
to
mother
100
used
pounds.
to smoke and was
She
on
used
an
to smoke
oxygen tank when I
cigarettes.
first met her, and now she's not on an oxygen tank.
Well, she is on the oxygen, but she's not needing it as much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but she doesn't smoke anymore, thank God. I think it's been about since January that she hasn't smoked. But also, I'm beginning to have a relationship with my stepfather and my stepmom.
You got a lot of family.
So it's like this holiday, you know, I was able to have my stepmom was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here," because she had to give my dad some information, and he reacted not like he used to. So he's happier too. It's
more
just
grounded,
very grounded, more understanding.
better
There's more
communication.
compassion, better communication. We don't yell at each other anymore. There was so much yelling growing up whenever they lived together, even whenever I lived and visited them. Constant yelling, constant blaming. And now it's like we can
Peace.
have a conversation in peace. And it's just love. So
It started with
beautiful.
her, right? The thing is, I always remember the quote from the Buddha: when you help others light their candle, you also light your path. But you gotta find the inner Buddha, the inner Christ, the consciousness. I didn't believe, like, I knew when I first saw The Secret, I believed in it, but I didn't know how much we could actually influence the world by shifting our perception, our like the way our emotion, and that's why I love helping people, because I know that when we help somebody, we're not just helping them, we're helping their whole world, whoever they interact with. And that's why when people come to the park, like, I mean, it started with y'all coming to the park, coming to the live stream, and now you're being part of that. And imagine as we continue to master what we're doing, it can only grow from here. And, you know, of course, I have, you know, deep stories with my mother, helping her with her depression, and even her psoriasis, and then finding the master. You know, every you know, there's so many blessings that I'm just overwhelmed with blessings, but I continue to do the work, and the blessings keep coming. The synchronicity keeps coming. I'm not surprised when synchronicity happened, because I'm with God. I'm hanging out with the Holy Spirit, you can say, all the time, to where when I see that synchronicity, I know when the wind moves in the silence, or like whenever when we're doing at the park, some sound healing, and it just gets like serene, I already know that's the universe like supporting us whenever it doesn't rain on us, when it, you know, but then of course we pay attention where not to go. When if you go to a spiritual event and there's a hailstorm, don't go with those people no more. right? And it's just when we go do events with some groups, it always rains. And yes, we can humbly say, oh, it's just coincidence. But when we look at the overall thing, when we look at the overall picture, we can see, oh, if you're not doing the right thing, the universe will send you negative energy to show you to go the other way. But oftentimes we've been deceived by the dark side, by ignorance. And if we're not humble enough to like step back and see, oh, I shouldn't be smoking weed, oh, I should not be going out, oh, I should not be like talking to multiple women, oh, I should not, like, but when we lack community, we don't have role models, we don't have mentors. Our role models are the people we grew up with, which is our parents. And if they yell at each other, we learn to yell, and inside it yells. But once we find peaceful communities, it's what the world needs, but it doesn't sell very well, right? Like true happiness is now, and that's not really profitable. But what's profitable is buying more singing bowls and going to the crystal shop and buying another crystal and getting more tarot cards and but if we use it, it's fine. But sometimes we're doing it as a way of escapism. So I just want to say thank you everybody for being here, and I know that so this is gonna be, I think, is a healthy flow for us, doing sound healing and some speaking, and potentially, like, if we keep this flow up, we would turn it into a podcast, put it on Spotify or something, because I think it's good. It's good for people, and even developing, getting the mics closer and just refining the process, because we want it to be more wholesome. There's a lot of meditative content is good, but our life experiences, it actually creates change. Sometimes people want more sound healing, but what they need is the truth. Imagine me just teaching you meditation only, but never telling you, hey, stop doing drugs, stop vaping, which the group had a vaping thing for a good while.
And you're the reason why we stopped vaping.
And I'm like, hello, Now I'm working on getting my wife to quit. It's just, I know she cannot handle that pressure yet, but I know I'm ready. Like I'm ready to do that. It's just God didn't tell me yet. I just wait for the sign. Okay, she's comfortable now. Now get her to quit that crazy stuff. It's gonna make your lungs inflated like a balloon. Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you. Buy more singing bowls. I mean, if you need it, the universe will provide. That's how like, again, right? That's people's donation. Right? Most of what we have is donations, and that's your first one. But moving forward, it's just, if we need it, God will send it. We needed speakers, we find the best solution.
Sounded really good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so we have new speakers, and the goal is to eventually have our own space, so that we don't, so that we have everything just there.
Yeah.
And because and just looking at how can we reach more people online. This is why we're streaming on multiple platforms, and so we're grateful for you, Janelle, and
thank you all for being here.
Thank you everybody, and of course follow Sister Sparkalicious. She's gonna be live streaming on Tuesday. Her name is what?
Well,
Emily.
no, I'm not Sparkalicious.
Emily Richardson.
Emily with Emilie Richardson.
Why do you say my last name like that?
And then Sean Crary.
Crary.
And you could live stream your thing on Tuesday too if you're out there.
Not
so
yet,
you can,
yeah.
So I mean, whenever that's her right there. So just search her name. I don't think that's your teacher profile name.
Oh.
But
yes, it is.
But if you copy and paste, then they'll find you.
Yeah, I think you have to copy and paste it, because I think I have 2 profiles, so I have to figure that out. I don't know what's going on.
And thank you everybody on Twitch,
Yes,
Marmotronics. I know we got many people. Farlow says that cat eating his food and the dogs.
Eating the dogs.
Looks
like it.
So yeah, I hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see y'all Tuesday. Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Peace.
And Sean Crary.
Yeah, C-R-A-R-Y.
C-R-A-R-Y.
Yeah, SEANCRARY.
Crary. Like a
Yeah,
canary.
right there. Yeah, right there, right there.
Yep, that's right.
There you go.
And thank you, everybody. The end. Okay, let me turn this on.
You've been a good boy. Don't start.
Oh, here.